What did your parents say when you said you're going to drop out of school?
My father was marah sekali. Was
Wow.
very angry because for my father, he was expecting his son become doctor, lawyer, architect like him. I don't know, or at least follow the normal academic process.
Right.
And
Become that smart guy,
because
high paid.
yes.
Halo para pengusaha, welcome lagi di program The Founder dengan saya Coach Ben Abadi. Hari ini sangat excited banget karena kedatangan tamu spesial, ya, Vincent Nigita, an award-winning chef from France, ya, who actually founded this beautiful place yang nanti kita akan belajar and kulik and learn from. How are you, Vincent?
I'm very good, and you?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Comment va?
Ça va vraiment bien.
Yeah. Very honored to have you here in such a busy schedule of yours. Yeah.
It's a pleasure for me to hosting you today.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, we talk a lot about entrepreneurship, especially after the pandemic. Right. We just discussed how tough it is. Right. You know how tough it is around the world, especially in Bali. Yeah. Especially in Bali, and you started off this magnificent business of yours. Yeah. Whom I'm sure people who's watching very familiar with Canvas Patisserie, and today we're gonna ask you around, learn your insights, and how you got started, and most important, what got you to Bali, because there's a lot of Indonesian who's watching actually would love to go to France and probably live there, and that's could be their dreams. So yeah, so.
Basically, it's, now I spent all my life in France.
Okay.
For me, it was very important to learn well my job. So my main focus was to grow up in my industry. So I come from a very small city in France, but I leave my family home when I was only 16 years old.
Oh, I see.
Because we were living in a really small town, so it was important for me to reach the capital and work in the most beautiful place, restaurant. So I decided to leave and go to the capital. And after maybe 12 years of hard work, hard competition to reach the best restaurant, the best patisserie, 1, 2, 3-star Michelin restaurants. I never take times to travel, get holiday. I was very focused to learn. So after maybe 12 or 14 years old, after working in the maybe best hotel, palace and restaurants around the world, in France first, I decided to go around the world. I'm very passionate about travel since I'm young. Unfortunately, I never traveled because I was really focused with my learning pastry moments. But I decided to stop to work I was in Paris, I was in a 3-star Michelin restaurant, 4 seasons, Georges V. It was very intense. We get the 3rd Michelin star, so it was amazing. And after that, I decided to leave. I was supposed to start a new adventure in Fullerton Hotel, Singapore. So I start in Singapore. I work a couple of weeks, but before to sign and establish myself in Singapore, I asked them, okay, I need holiday, I need travel, I need to discover the world a little bit. So I will travel for 20 days, 1 month. And my family, my friend was here in Bali. And I come from Singapore, I travel to Bali to spend time in holiday, finally, after this all long years without holiday. And I'm arrived here, and I'm falling in love, straight away.
Wow, you fell in love with Bali.
I'm really falling in love.
Wow.
And I decide to, it was dangerous, right? Because doesn't have any opportunity yet, don't know much people here, it was for holiday, don't have any works or plan here in Bali. But I say, okay, come on, I will just spend a few time to just breathe, enjoy the life, discover other culture,
enjoy the beach,
enjoy the beach, you know, just chill.
Right.
And yes, I'm really fall in love. I'm fall in love with the culture, with the people, with everything.
Right.
And I decide to call Singapore, the full hotel, and say, I'm sorry, but I will not join.
Wow.
And I stay and I spend few time in holiday, try to find something, and after opportunity, I really established myself here. At the beginning, I was based in Bali, but I was a chef consultant, doing a lot of consulting for many restaurants, hotels, suppliers to help them to launch and highlight few patisserie products for international big brand, also of pastry.
Right.
And so I was traveling all around the world. I opened my company in Hong Kong 4 years ago. And I was traveling all around the world. It was amazing. I was based in Bali and traveling a lot. So I discovered a lot of other culture, ingredients, who of course inspired myself. And it was excellent. But you know, consulting, if they call you, you work. If the client don't call you, you don't work. And at this time, my wife was pregnant. And it was time for me to, it was before the pandemic. Of course, it was before the pandemic. But I say, okay, now, I will have a kid. I have to play smart. I have to build a real foundation. I have to build something strong. Because anything happens, if there is no consulting, I don't work. So in the meantime, I decide to open my own pastry shop.
See.
And I work on it. I work 1 year full on it. I'm quite a perfectionist. And I'm passionate about everything. So I want to be involved from the spoon to the table, so interior design, recipe, creativity, concept, branding, communication, all. Anyway, so let's say I spend my time to build my first. And here we go. I opened my first patisserie boutique here in Bali. And I feel privileged because, let's say I believe on something, I think Indonesia, Bali, accepts me. It's not like I decide to stay here, I will do business here. No.
Right.
I believe on something. Bali, especially Bali, in terms of spirituality, energy, there is something strong here. And
there's connection.
It's not for everybody.
Right.
I know a lot of expatriate person who dreaming to establish themselves or open or create something here in Bali. But Bali decides something different for them. And unfortunately, they don't spend that much time here.
Right.
So I'm feel thankful, really thankful because, I think
it's like you're destined to be in Bali. So cool.
I think I am a city guy. For me to live in island, it was impossible. Because I love this energy,
the hustle,
movie,
the bustle,
of big city. I spent long years of my life in London, in Paris. You know, the energy are quite very intense. And for me, at the beginning, to Bali Island, it was holiday. There is no point for me to. But no, the life decides by something else for me. And yes, I fall in love. Bali accepts me, and I realize finally it's an island. But oh my God, it's so intense, and the opportunities here in Bali are huge.
The abundance, full of blessing.
Of course.
Vincent, getting back to your childhood, have you always been dreaming to become a chef? Because you told me that you work in various luxurious places. Tell me a little bit about your childhood, like growing up. What's your dream? What's your parents like?
I was a pretty bad student at school because I am
academic-wise.
It was not for me. I am very hyperactive.
Okay.
I love moving. So for me, at this time, to stay like this, sitting on my table.
Focus, listening to the teacher.
Listen something to. It was not for me.
I see.
And I was like,
Average student?
below.
Wow.
Below that. And I quickly realized this normal processes of academic will be not for me. So at 12 years old, I decided to stop the normal school.
Okay.
And start to do something. But I remember why I decided to become pastry chef, because the most beautiful and strong memories I have, who give me, I'm feel full of love, and these memories are just amazing for me. I remember my father was architect, and we was always moving, and my father was working a lot. And the only moment when all the family was together was on Sunday for the lunch. And I remember we was preparing the lunch for the family. We was four, my mother, my brother, and my father. And my father always buy cake for our lunch. And it was our family moment, and we was sharing all these French classic desserts.
Right.
And it was a beautiful moment, right? Because it was only one time a week we was together around the table, sharing all together, spend a beautiful, lovely moment, family moment, right? And I was going with my father to this pastry boutique on Sunday to buy this cake, and I was quite lost at this time. Didn't know what I want to do. 12 years old, so you imagine you don't think too much. But voilà, so this pastry memory and moments give me an idea to try to do that. So at 12 years old, I stopped the school and I start an internship, pastry, in my small hometown. And
you start taking courses and stuff?
Yes.
I see.
And I straight away fall in love. It was very difficult because, 17 years ago, the attitude from some chef, it was more military. You know what I mean? And it was rude. I was working a lot. I was at 12 years old. I start my day at 3 a.m. until 4 p.m., 5 p.m. I was working a lot. It was so intense, but I spent a good time. I was really spending a good time.
You enjoyed it?
It was hard.
Right.
I remember I was living like 30 minutes from my work, 12 years old, and with my bicycle, every morning at 2:30 a.m. I was like spending 30 minutes to reach my work and work. But it was for the first time of my life, I feel a connection with something.
What did your parents say when you said, you're going to drop out school?
My father was marasekali, was very angry. Because for my father, he was expecting his son become doctor, lawyer, architect like him. I don't know, or at least follow the normal academic process.
Right.
And
become that smart guy,
because
high paid.
Yeah, 17 or 20 years ago, you become a chef, it's because you fail.
Really?
Yes.
Is that the culture in France?
Of course. The trend, all of this trend around this chef and restaurant, kitchen pastry, it's quite new. It's since maybe it started 10 years ago, maybe less than that, I don't know. So yeah, if you decide at this time, if you decide to become a chef, it means okay, you fail your academic process and you work like if you go to work in, I don't know. It was the mood, it was the feeling from people at this time. So my father was quite hungry
and shocked maybe.
And shocked. My mother always trusts me and support me and back up me to my father. Anyway, and I started that. But since young, I get this entrepreneurial
Spirit.
because I remember I don't come from a family who have a lot of money, right?
Okay.
Not at all. And you know these feelings when you don't have that much things, you want to take everything.
Yes.
You know this?
Yeah.
Something inside me. And the most important for me was to take care about my family. If I can support, back up, take over, and create a security life for them, it was my target. It's still my target. I have this entrepreneurial mood. To give you a small example, when I was 12 years old, after 6 months of doing pastry, I was cooking some small cake, croissant and pain au chocolat in my kitchen at home. And every Saturday and Sunday night, so I was baking from 10 to 2 a.m. And 2 a.m. I was building like something on my bicycle.
Right.
It was my bicycle. I was driving to the nightclub, 12 years old, and I was waiting the people the drunk people from the club on the parking and selling my croissant and my small cake.
Wow.
And I was selling a lot. So you imagine, I was making quite a good money to do that. It was amazing. For me at this time it was amazing.
Your first entrepreneurial
My first own business, illegal. No, but you know what I mean.
Right.
And so what I think this is not something I want to become or I fight to become. It I think is inside me already since long time. And
is becoming an entrepreneur a big thing in France?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, but let's say in France, it's something different for French people to build company. It's not easy like, for example, here in Indonesia.
So you feel it's a lot tougher in France to build something from scratch?
Not a lot tougher, but it's another process. Let's say all of this administration in France are, let's say, is more difficult, is more long. Anyway, but voilà, you know how is it? I was spending all my life in France. I discover other culture, other things. I fall in love here, and now I feel at home. I'm really feel at home. And I dream to open something in Paris. Of course I dream. I will. It's part of my target.
Is cafe, restaurant is a big thing there?
I have a lot of things in mind. I'm a very creative guy. So I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of concepts in mind. And so my target is to, of course, reach the. I am established here in Indonesia for the moment, here in Bali. I will reach Jakarta soon.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because my main crowd are come from Jakarta, and thanks God they really like our product, and they deserve to have our product close to them.
Tell me a bit more about this boutique, because I feel it's really similar to Chanel. Right, I mean, because a lot of audience, especially the moms, the young moms, it's one of the things that they like about this place is actually the design of the place. Tell me, how did you come about having this kind of design? Because it's really, really innovative.
The thing is, okay, I come from France. We all know what's pastry boutique. The cut of pastry boutique in France, this classic interior design of pastry bakery in France. Me, I want to create something new. So that's why I want to bring some modernity into my pastry. And my keyword was lifestyle, fashion, modern, pop, colorful. So how to switch from this classic pastry to something more modern, more colorful. And I'm passionate about culture. I'm passionate about art. I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about fashion.
Right.
I'm really passionate about fashion. That's why you can see this vitrine. It reminds this beautiful vitrine from beautiful fashion brand.
Yeah.
So, and I play with all my campaign with some model. So I try to create something different. Broke the code from.
Have you always been like that? I mean, thinking different. It's really cool to say, but funnily enough, not many people able to execute that way.
Yeah.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I'm get bored. Okay, to give you an example. I'm boring if I see the same menu, the same plate, the same dish, the same food, the same interior design. Come on. Even with my own place, I opened less than 1 year ago. I will open another one. The interior design will be completely different. Because let's say it's too easy to do the same thing or copy the same things. I'm get bored. I doesn't want to follow that. I'm full of ideas, full of creativity, so it's always very important for me to, don't do like everybody. The most important for me, I am not this type of person who want to follow the trend. I am more into, I want to create the trend.
Set the trend.
Yes, set the trend. I want to, if I can, with my small level, because one more time, I just make cake, you know. I make cake, I make brownie. I'm not doctor. I'm not a pilot of airplane. I'm not save people. I'm not president. I am, you know, I am at my small level. But my small level of just making cake, it's all my life. So I do all my best. And if with this kind of industry I can inspire people, it's beautiful. This feeling to, the most important for me is to be able, okay, I don't save people from heart attack or anything, I'm not a doctor, but if with my piece of cake, with my dessert, I can be able to provide, to give an emotion, this is my most bigger, beautiful salary I can get. This is the most beautiful things you can get in life. Provide, give an emotion to someone because you feel useful.
You contribute something.
You contribute something
to life.
Exactly.
To people.
And I feel lucky. I feel privileged if I can do that. So, voilà, there is not too much secret. I will not create a big story. There is no secret in life.
And there's no secret in success.
Hard work and do everything with your heart, your soul, and your passion. And if it's work, it's work. Usually, if you follow that, it's work. And that's it.